Ever wondered what the average British person eats in a week? Well, I did too. So I dug into the stats, took the top traditional meals eaten in the UK, and then I veganized the lot. We're talking full English breakfasts, sausage rolls, fish and chips, Sunday roasts, even those late-night kebabs. Same taste, same vibe, but without the cruelty. Welcome to I Ate What the Average Brit Eats, but Made It Vegan. This isn't just a fun food challenge. It's proof that going vegan doesn't mean giving anything up. In fact, it might just be better. Now, before moving ahead, if this helped you or gave you a few new ideas, smash that like button and hit subscribe. More vegan and cruelty-free finds coming soon. Day 1, Monday. Reinventing the full English and a quick ready meal. I began my week with Britain's breakfast legend, the full English. Traditionally, this meal features sausages, bacon, eggs, beans, toast, and sometimes a feeling of overindulgence. My twist? I swapped in plant-based sausages from This Isn't Bacon, Linda McCartney's range, and whipped up scrambled oggs that felt just as creamy as the real thing. I sided this dish with golden hash browns, sautéed mushrooms, and toast that offered the perfect crunch and tenderness. For lunch, I grabbed a ready meal, opting for a Wicked Kitchen BBQ mushroom pizza. It was quick, flavorful, and the BBQ marinade delivered a tangy, smoky punch without any animal ingredients. Dinner brought a vegan spin on a favorite comfort food, spaghetti bolognese, using plant pioneers, mince, fresh onions, garlic, passata, and a dusting of Violife parmesan. I had a hearty, satisfying dish that took only 15 minutes to prepare, yet filled the soul as much as it did the belly. Day 2, Tuesday. A vegan sausage roll and a spicy curry night. Tuesday brought two British favourites, a comforting snack and a cosy dinner. Mid-morning, I reached for a vegan sausage roll inspired by the beloved Greggs version. I tried Clive's vegan rolls, and they were a game-changer. The pastry was golden and flaky, and the filling had a herby, savoury richness that made it feel just like the real deal, minus the guilt. For dinner, I embraced the British tradition of curry night. I made a creamy korma using a holy cow vegan curry kit, tofu, and a colourful mix of veggies. Paired with fluffy basmati rice and a soft, dairy-free naan from Biona, the meal was everything a good curry should be. Spicy, comforting, and deeply satisfying. The layers of flavour were rich and warming, proving that plant-based meals can be just as indulgent, hearty, and flavourful as any classic British takeaway. Day 3, Wednesday. Revamping classic sandwiches and a hearty shepherd's pie. Wednesday's menu started with a nod to the ubiquitous British sandwich. For lunch, I prepared a builder's sandwich using faux ham, vegan cheese slices, a dab of mustard, and crusty whole-grain bread. I sourced squeaky bean ham-style slices along with applewood smoky vegan cheese that melted just right, filling the sandwich with layers of flavour that felt both familiar and refreshingly cruelty-free. Dinner was an absolute crowd-pleaser, a vegan shepherd's pie. Instead of traditional meat, I used meatless farm mince layered under a thick, savoury gravy enriched with onions, carrots, peas and hearty lentils. Topped with a creamy mashed potato layer, each spoonful brought comfort and warmth, while proving that classic British dishes can be reinvented without losing their soul. Day 4, Thursday. The simple pleasures of beans on toast and a classic chippy tea. For breakfast on Thursday, I served up the British comfort food staple, beans on toast. It's quick, easy, and fills you up. But I gave mine a little upgrade. Instead of plain white bread, I went with toasted sourdough, added grilled tomatoes on the side, sprinkled cracked black pepper on top, and even drizzled a tiny bit of olive oil. It turned this humble classic into something fancy, but still comforting. Perfect way to start the day. Dinner was even more exciting. The famous chippy tea. I made vegan fish and chips using Sophie's Kitchen fishless fillets. They were crispy on the outside, flaky on the inside, and full of flavour. Thick-cut oven chips gave that takeaway feel, and of course, mushy peas had to be there. Topped it all off with salt, vinegar, and a splash of lemon. It felt like a seaside treat. No fishing required. Day 5, Friday, pub-inspired vegan grub and a fakeaway delight. Friday's adventure took me into the realm of pub classics. For lunch, I crafted a vegan sausage and mash that could easily pass as a pub favourite. I used Heck vegan sausages paired with fluffy mashed potatoes and a drizzle of marigold vegan gravy enriched with caramelised onions to mimic that rich, satisfying taste that typically comes from meat-based recipes. For dinner, I ventured into the realm of fakeaway cuisine. I air-fried VFC vegan chicken, which, when tossed in a buffalo sauce, transformed into a spicy, tangy delight. Accompanied by crispy wedges and a refreshing coleslaw, this meal was finger-licking good and proved that even casual takeout can be enjoyed without animal products. Remember, whenever you see a reminder for like, with a bell animation and a bell sound, it means your support is helping build an inspiring vegan community. Day 6, Saturday. A wholesome breakfast bap and a late-night kebab. Saturday mornings are made for lazy starts and simple, tasty food, so I made myself a breakfast bap. You know, the kind you'd grab at a motorway stop or cafe. Mine was totally vegan, but still packed with flavour. I used hash browns for that crispy crunch, a couple of slices of This Isn't Bacon for that smoky bite, and a generous squeeze of ketchup. All wrapped in a soft white roll. It was messy, satisfying, and honestly, way better than the original. Now let's fast forward to the evening, when cravings hit. Late night hunger calls for something bold, and nothing hits quite like a kebab. I made mine with Vivera plant shawarma, stuffed into a warm pita, added crunchy lettuce, sliced onions, vegan garlic mayo, and just the right amount of chili sauce. It was spicy, saucy, and totally hit the spot. The best part? No animals involved, and no guilt after eating it. Day 7. Sunday. The ultimate vegan roast dinner with a decadent pudding. Sunday's final day was reserved for the quintessential British roast dinner, a meal that exudes tradition and familial warmth. I started by roasting Skyer vegan steaks, which developed a rich, savoury crust as they cooked. On the side, I made golden, crispy roast potatoes, tender carrots, sweet parsnips, and perfectly roasted Brussels sprouts. The hero of the meal, though, was the thick onion gravy, slow simmered until deep, flavourful, and comforting. For the Yorkshire puddings, I had two great options. The accidentally vegan ones from Aunt Bessie's, yes, freezer aisle magic, or a homemade version using aquafaba for that fluffy rise and soft middle. Both were winners. And of course, no Sunday roast is complete without dessert. I went all in with a sticky toffee pudding, moist, rich, and sweet, topped with cold Oatly cream. Every bite felt like a reward. This was more than just a meal. It was proof that plant-based comfort food doesn't miss a beat. It delivered all the flavour and nostalgia, minus the guilt. Reflections. What I learned from a week of vegan British classics. As I wrapped up this culinary experiment, I discovered that transforming traditional British dishes into vegan versions was not only possible, it was downright exciting. Each meal carried the familiar, comforting essence of British cuisine, but with a compassionate twist. I found that cruelty-free food can be full of flavour, satisfying, and surprisingly innovative. Beyond the taste and texture, the experience redefined how I perceived vegan cooking. It wasn't about sacrificing tradition or missing out on hearty meals. Instead, it was a celebration of creativity in the kitchen, where one can honour their heritage while embracing a healthier and more ethical lifestyle. I felt a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that every bite I took during this experiment was free from animal suffering and packed with fresh, plant-based goodness. This week proved that by rethinking ingredients and techniques, one can maintain the authentic taste of classic dishes without compromising on ethics or flavour. There were surprising moments of discovery, like the perfect balance of texture in the vegan bolognese and the unexpected crispiness of the faux fish filets. Each experiment taught me that vegan food has limitless possibilities and that traditional recipes have room for compassionate innovation. If you're new to vegan cooking or even skeptical about giving up animal-based products, this experiment might just be the inspiration you need. It showed that vegan meals can be hearty, filling, and most importantly, delicious. The textures, flavors, and aromas were every bit as impressive as their non-vegan counterparts. With each dish, I felt more connected to both my cultural roots and my ethical choices, and I hope this inspires you to experiment with vegan alternatives in your own kitchen. Where to get all these amazing products? Let's face it, going vegan is easy when you know where to shop. If you're in the UK, check out Vegan Supermarket UK. It's a one-stop shop for everything vegan: food, beauty, pet care, and more. Here's how it works. Go to vegansupermarket.uk. Browse by category, whether you need snacks, shampoo, or vegan chocolate. Or just type what you're looking for into the search bar, like bacon, dog food, or moisturizer. Click the product you want, and you'll be sent straight to a trusted UK retailer to check out as usual. No login, no hassle, just fast, ethical shopping curated by people who genuinely care. It's how I found most of the products in this video, and it made the whole challenge super simple. If this video's made you curious, try it yourself. Just 1 week, one full British week, veganized. And if you need help finding the products I used, they're all available at Vegan Supermarket UK. No label checking, no aisle wandering, just cruelty-free food delivered through your favourite UK retailers. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who still thinks vegan food is just salad. Because as we've just seen, it's everything but a full plate, a shut-down slaughterhouse.